friends, and welcome back. This is Jenny from Polly's Paper Studio. First, I want to say a quick message from the cats. They were so enjoying reading the comments that you all left for them that they wanted to let you know that they appreciate it. They also wanted me to ask if anyone out there could start a GoFundMe for them because they are not getting to participate with the quarantine snack binging. They only have the fish kibbles from Aldi and they are feeling a bit left out with a lack of variety. So I will have a talk with them later because apparently they need a update on the proper use for a charitable donation. It is Tuesday today, and so pretty much real-time crafting and uploading at this point. It's nice this week so far. We've been able to go outside, have some walks. We aren't visiting people, we're just visiting our neighbors. We live in the country, and I don't know if you can see that our neighbors are horses, so we went and said hello to them. I think maybe tomorrow we will go and say hi to the other neighbors' goats and see how their life is going. We have lots of farm around our property. We don't have any animals ourselves, but we do get to enjoy the neighbors. So I know that there are also some cows up the road. There's a field between us, so I'm not sure exactly, but that does sound like a good excuse to get out and go down the road and see if I can find them and see how they're doing. So that's pretty much life right now. We just stay inside and get outside for walks, which is a blessing for sure to get out of the house. We were supposed to be on vacation this week, and so we're a little bit sad. We were going to the lake, and of course we're all staying in now, so we're just staycationing on our patio. Well, I am. My husband still has to work because he's essential, so he wasn't able to get his vacation. But it's just kind of country life as usual, and I was wondering how you all were doing. If you wanted to let me know what you're doing to stay busy and keep yourself occupied, you can leave me a comment in the description area there so I can keep up with all of my friends online and see what is happening. A lot of YouTube watching here. I try to limit screen time just because I think it's good for your mental health not to be plugged in all the time, but there are a fair few YouTube videos with Bigfoot and aliens and things with two-headed sharks, so I feel like I'm an expert on that about now, and if you have any questions on any of those topics, you can drop those in the description as well because I've got my research in at this point. And then of course reading outside. We have a nice fire pit, so we're on the patio and I can read at night, and that helps me to get away from the news, and that is tremendously good for your mental health, not to be overwhelmed all the time. So hopefully you are all finding a way to get away from the negativity as well. So let me know in the comments what you're doing, and maybe I will find something else to entertain me besides aliens and Bigfoot. Okay, here's the card after all that jibber jabber. It's a very spring inspired card, not Eastery, but it does have a lot of pretty nature elements to it in a tag that was cut from an image from my shop. So I just printed this and cut it out into that shape so that I could incorporate it into this card. So I think it's beautiful for between Easter and summer. It's a very spring colored and light and bright. So stick with me and we will make this together. I'm starting with a 5 by 6.5 inch card base that is side folding, and I have finished the inside as I do with the coordinating pattern paper, and I'll begin to layer on this base. I've got some really beautiful robin egg blue cardstock, and I'm going to use that as my border all the way throughout. And then here is another slightly lighter blue, has a very subtle pattern, so it's going to read as a neutral as my background. I don't know, can you see? It's sort of a stylized flower, and I'm going to add this right to the cover with just double-sided adhesive tape. For the next layer, I'm going to begin to build the dimensions. So I have my cardstock cut, and then I've added foam to the back. I've got the double-sided adhesive tape as well as some Tombow, and that is going to give me extra security to keep that heavy foam in place. I'm just centering that right on top of the background, and here is my first real pattern paper. This is part of a scrap left from another project. So all of these papers I'm using today were previously cut into. I didn't get any new paper out for this. That is the real win in using some digital images, is you can print them and then pull papers from lots of collections and get it used up, because you cannot save all the paper. You need to use all the paper. So here is my first dimensional layer, and I'm going to add a couple more elements before we get to the focal image. So this is just a real pretty wood grain, and it's kind of a vellum, has a little bit of texture to it as well as the stitching detail that came from the banner shape die, and I'm just bringing that all the way down to the bottom where the pattern paper is, so that I will be sure to get enough of that showing once I add my next layer. So here is another pattern paper. I love plaids, of course, and I think this one coordinates really beautifully, and it looks great for the spring season. So it's just slightly smaller than the previous one, and I'm going to offset that so that it looks like a definite layering element. This doily was cut from crisp white cardstock. It is a Fun Stamper's Journey die, and I got this from Spellbinders. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but you'll be able to find it if you go to the website and just type in doily. So what I like about this is it's more of an oval than a circle, and it's fairly intricate but still chunky enough that it's going to show up well even on the pattern paper. So I'm going to secure this fairly close to the edge here, because my flower arrangement would cover most of it if I had it centered. So because I'm going to add more layers of the paper, I can just add that with hot glue, and then it will be extra secure. So here is my image, and what I've done with the printable is open the file in Word, and then I cropped out all but this image. This is the one I chose to work with, and I coordinated all of my embellishments to it. I clicked the corner and drug that in so that I could shrink the size and keep the scale perfectly even, the way it was intended as designed. So this is much smaller than in the original file. There are 4 different images, and they all have a postcard in the back and some form of nest with eggs. So it's beautiful, perfect, nature inspired, and great for spring. You can see obviously that this is intended to be a rectangle shape like a regular postcard would be, but I wanted to give it a little bit of extra interest, so I pulled a tag die from my stash. And how I decided on my size was that I wanted it to fit fully into this die so that I could enjoy that stitched element all the way around. Now you don't need to have a die to cut this into a tag shape. You can simply clip that out and then nip off those corners, and you're going to get that iconic tag type shape. So I had this cut, and then I cut a second piece of heavy duty cardstock, very sturdy, and I've added it to the back so that it will hold up to this spacer, and I put some foam on that as well so that it will be another layer of dimension. And I've also added a eyelet here and wrapped some twine through it. You'll see also that I've put on some stickles. Now I was very purposeful when I started adding that sparkly element, because I wanted it to accent the elements rather than just be big globs of shiny stuff. So I'm working with crystal stickles, and I mostly focused on the egg shadow. So where it would be touching or behind another egg, I've added that layer. And then I just sort of sporadically went in to the leaves. I didn't cover all of them. Added a little of the detail to the background without fully filling it in. Now it has more depth, I think, and it shows a little bit of dimension that way because we've accented where the shadows are. So I've got more tape and Tombow on the back, and you see I did add a little bit to the center because this has a lot of texture to it, and I want to make sure that some of that adhesive soaks through and sticks it onto the paper behind the doily. So I've got that added right to the top of that doily, and it goes almost all the way over to the edge on this side because, again, I want to leave some room for that flower arrangement. Now I've pulled from my stash these beautiful metal rimmed mailing tags. These are Park Lane. I picked these up from Michael's, and they have the most beautiful gold rim, and it matches so perfectly that robin egg blue. I've got the same style in pink and gold as well, and they're really beautiful, so you can check those out. You might want to pick up some that coordinate with your projects. So I'm going to add this now because it will be layered underneath my florals. Just putting that down with some hot glue that will hold it in place. Here's my flowers now, and this is a combination of 49 and Market and some from Petaloo. I pulled a leaf die from my stash and cut that with some brighter, more spring-inspired green. My usual loopy twine bows are tucked in there as well. And then instead of white for my alternate foliage, I cut mine from gold mirror cardstock, and that ties in beautifully with the rim of this tag, and I'm just going to add it here. What I want to do is make sure I leave some space here because that's where my bow is going to be, so I don't want to add so much glue that I will have trouble tucking that bow behind there. So let's do that now, and you can see how creating this arrangement off project is helping me to get it positioned perfectly, and all of the spacing is just how I wanted it, and I can move it till I get it in the exact position. So here is my bow, and once again I'm pulling that robin egg color out. This is wrinkle ribbon from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and I'll drop a link for that in the description as well, so you can see that's just a really simple tied bow, and I'm going to kind of hold it together and add hot glue to the back so that I can keep it sort of in a compact arrangement when I push it behind the flowers. Leaving that space without it being glued helps to get that ribbon tucked in behind. Okay, got a couple of vintage buttons to add, and they'll just go here on the bottom. They already have the string that attached them to the garments. They came from the antique shop that way, so I just left that because it's a beautiful patina on that string. And last but not least, I have a couple of sequins. These are off-white, and I've got 3 of the same size. They're just going to embellish the top of that tag and bring a little bit of extra detail to the top. So that is it for our card today, made with the postcard nest digital image from our shop. Once again, I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to check that out, and also for Really Reasonable Ribbon for the trim. So if you enjoyed this project, make sure you give me a like and leave me a comment, and if you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe. As always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye!